These Etsy listings were made without me having to lift a single finger. All done autonomously, all on a schedule, all uploaded for me. Not a single thought has gone into this except for the architecture of the flow that did this. Here's a closer up example of one of the Etsy listings that was made. You see here it says cat mom surveillance unit, and I think it's pretty dang good. It's niche specific, it's got a little cat, it's funny, and that's what I was going for. And so the idea behind this is to make 100% passive income by having a background Etsy account that's just continuing to upload potentially trending content and getting sales in the background. And if you guys want to learn how to do that today, this is the right video for you. This is actually the second iteration of my Etsy automation program. And I already made a video on the first one. If you guys want to check that out, you can go ahead. This is going to be the updated one, and I'll walk you through everything so you don't necessarily need to actually go through the first video if you don't want to. There might be some small things that are helpful, but generally most of it I'll cover today. So there's going to be 3 things you need, and that's it. Well, 4. You're going to need 1, an Etsy account, 2, a Printify account, 3, an n8n account, and 4, a little bit of time on your hands. And so this workflow is broken up into 3 parts. The 4th part is an optional approval section, which I don't have it on. I said just full send, just go for it. And so we'll start off with what I call WF1. It's the research and concept scoring. And I'm going to go big overarching architecture first, and then we'll get into the details of each node. So this, don't worry about any of that because I'll teach you all of it today. This is a 0 to 100 video, so you don't need any information going to this. You just need the willpower. You just need the time. And so you can just follow along and just literally copy and paste what I do, and you'll have the same exact results. So this first one is the research and concept scoring. What this does is it's going to research different things in our family of concepts. So I gave it a seed list of different concepts, basically saying, hey, these are what we call evergreen assets, meaning that these are things that people are always looking for, always interested in, and always want. And it is scored on 2 different criteria. One is evergreen. Those are things that are, the consistency that people are always interested in. And 2 is actually trending concepts. So it also has a trend layer where it's looking at what are the trending ideas on Etsy right now, and it'll sometimes go and find one of those opposed to an evergreen asset. You can see here all these evergreen assets are, and I'll pop this out into the bigger window for you. You can just copy and paste this, guys. You can write it word for word, copy and paste it, and it'll be that easy. If you want the JSON blueprint, let me know and maybe I'll send it to you. And so you see here, you don't need to know how to do any of the code. All of this was done with AI. AI was the architect behind all of the code inside here. And so I don't really know how to code. I can kind of understand it from reading over it 100 freaking times from every AI output. But at the same time, it's pretty legible as is. So you can see here, these are the families of concepts. And then this is the code to decide basically a few things. 1, the weights, and 2, it also looks at, like, let's say holidays, special events, things like that, Mother's Day, and might come out with something specific and unique to that if that's getting close. And then it says niches to avoid, especially for copyright infringement areas. We make sure that we're avoiding specific niches. And here's the weights saying, hey, this is how we decide if this is good or not. And then the strategy, and then this is the holiday tracking part. And this is upcoming holidays and whatnot. And so first it configures the seed, and then we go to this AI concept research agent. And for the AI concept and research agent, you basically just put in the chat completion here. It's an OpenAI call, so you will need your API credits. You put it into authorization, and then content type, it's going to be content application destination. I'm not going to show the app authorization because that's where my API key lives. And then this is the exact prompt I use for, and then it basically say you are a concept engine for a vintage humor t-shirt brand voice, deadpan, absurdish animals doing Monday things, stuff like that. And so I like funny things. That's just what resonates with me. You do not have to follow my example. You can make this into anything you want. And in fact, for the same thing with this seed list, you can make that into anything you want, because this is just what I like. This is the kind of content that I like putting out. If you like, I don't know, anime, you could do that content. If you like, I don't know, flowers, you could do that. You know, there's no restraints here, and so it gives you the flexibility to do whatever you want. Now you'll need to understand how to engineer the prompt a little bit, how to design it, but that can all be also taken care of with the use of AI. And then you're going to parse and score. Basically, it's just going to look through the outputs we got from our AI concept research agent. And then it's going to say, hey, yeah, this was a good concept or this was a bad concept. Does it have any IP risk? Does it have any this, any that? And it'll score it all. You guys can pause here, take it in. Again, I'll send you the JSON output if you want. And you guys can just upload it. And then this is the AI compliance and IP risk. And basically it just goes through again and say, hey, make sure that everything's compliant, make sure that there's no IP risk in place. Again, here's the prompt for this one. And if there is any IP risk, then it kills it. And then this is the verdict. So it goes through here to determine, is this actually truly good? So it's a multi-step authentication problem. And then it appends that to my Google Sheets. And that's going to be my database to track how everything's running, where everything's running, and all that good stuff. And then let's go to WF2. So that was the first step. And this is on a trigger. And this is doing 2 a day. And so you can see here that it just randomly does it at some point during the day. And it just does 2 at the same time, because I did want 2 different uploads per day. And then we go here, and this is going to be the image and metadata generation. So for the image and metadata generation, it's going to automatically be triggered by the last flow. And it's going to loop over. It's going to go build a minimalist image prompt. And so first you're going to get your seeds, and then you're going to get the concept. And then from that seed and concept, it's then going to generate image like idea. So you'll see on my Etsy listings, they all kind of have, you know, a general idea behind them. You know, they're all kind of a similar angle, a similar color, a similar theme. To get that theme, that brand, this is how you do it. You have it come like this, and I got like the H charcoal, deep oxblood, faded navy, blah, blah, blah. I liked all of those colors because they seem to be the ones that were trending on Etsy. And so I also like the distress. I like illustrated. I like the way that all that looks because it just seemed more, I don't know, vintage, more high quality. And that's the way I went with mine. And so then we go to the GPT image 1, and we basically just input the final prompt, which is coming from that node right before it. We give it the size, we make sure the background is transparent, and then I output PNG. That way that when we get it, you know, you can see here that we're getting transparent backgrounds. You know, there's literally, and this one, the mockup's messed up, but there's literally, you know, the background here, right? You know, so you can see that it's cut out. It's not just a square image. So it's a lot more professional looking, a lot more attention to detail, something that I didn't have installed before. And then this, you don't really need to know too much about this. It just takes the image, decodes the binary, and then it pushes it through to your Google Drive, which is right here. And then it's going to build the drive URL, which is right here. And then it's going to make file public, which is right here. And then it's also going to validate and enrich the SEO metadata. So this is an important part where it's basically taking the image, the seed, all the information we've gathered so far, and it's now making the title, the description, the tags, all those things that allow it to be searchable in Etsy. And basically these two things combined, it says, okay, we got our image merged through right here. We got our SEO merged through right here. And then it just validates with the metadata rules, making sure everything is in tip-top shape. And then it does that for both images, which is why we have the loop. And then it comes over here to the WF3 where it actually publishes it. And this is where we go to the Printify store. And so it goes over loop over, product type, you know, basically goes here, and this is going to determine, you know, what are the actual underlying colors and make sure it aligns with what we have previously. And it's also going to make sure it's grabbing the right piece of clothing. So, this is going to be the IDs for the clothing. So it's going to say, okay, we're grabbing a sweater, we're grabbing a t-shirt, we're grabbing a hat. What are we doing here? Watch my shop ID, blah, blah, blah. And then you're basically going to get the blueprints right here. So this goes and fetches the category or the catalog of blueprints, saying what mockups do we want, what colors, what sizes, all that stuff. This goes ahead and fetches it, and it calls the print provider ID, and it calls the Printify blueprint ID from our previous nodes, which are calculated by the product type and Printify mapping. And then we build the variant array. And so right here, this is basically building out the overall final piece that's going to send to Printify, and Printify is going to send to Etsy for us. And from there, we then validate the request fields, make sure everything, the SEO titles there, artwork, variant count, and if all those pass, then it uploads, right? That means we have a fully done image with fully done SEO, with fully done mockups, with everything put together in one flow. And then we basically use this to actually upload the image. You can see here, all that we're doing is just uploading the artwork. And then we are going to create the product here. And so again, we're just using this to actually feed in all this information and actually create the product. And then lastly, we're going to publish the product. And so once that's all fed in, then you can see here that, okay, title's true, description true, image true, everything's true, everything exists. And we are good to build approved rows. And this is just for tracking purposes now, and then we append those rows to the sheet. So basically we took everything from here, everything we've created so far, and we put that into Google, and that's going to be helpful for future-proofing our workflow as well, because in the future there's going to be a couple of things I'm adding. One, I'm going to add a specialized custom type of shirts and outfits, gear, whatever, so people can customize their Etsy listings. And I'm also going to add a deduplication process. So just to make sure that, we're not getting too much of the same. If you can see here, that's something that's kind of needed. Like there's more of this shirt right here than anything. I do like it, and it's pretty funny. Like, look at this perimeter control, and it's just a dog. But at the same time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, what is that? 8. Half my listings are that base mockup. And so we could do better. We can get more diversity. And those are two things that I'll add in later, and I'll make another updated video in the next couple of weeks when that is done. But for now, guys, that's really it. So just to recap here of everything that we went over. So step 1, you're going to go over to your Etsy, and you're gonna make an Etsy. And then step 2, you're going to go over to Printify. You're gonna make a Printify. You're gonna connect the Printify to Etsy. And then once those are done, you're basically just gonna build the flow from there. And the only things you'll need for the flow, and the only cost for this flow, is your AI. So whatever AI model you're using to create the prompts, generate the images, I use just OpenAI, ChatGPT. And then the 20 cents per listing upload as well. So Etsy charges you 20 cents per listing per upload. And so those are the only two costs. All the uploads I've got, it's cost me under $5 to do all this. So super cheap, automated, and high potential, right? If you get a good niche, if you get some traction, this thing could really take off. You can make thousands to 10,000s to even more, who knows? Especially since it's automated, it takes no time out of your day. It's in the background. And that's the whole concept here. That's the whole concept of Jake Automates, is creating things that are going to pay you dividends in the future, setting up the infrastructure today for the rest of your life, right? So you can go live on a beach in Aruba, so you can go do whatever you want in, whatever country, whatever city, and, live your best life, really, without having to be a wage slave, which we're all trying to avoid. But nonetheless, guys, I'll get off my pedestal, or my soapbox, whatever the phrase is. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, because I know it was a quick walkthrough, feel free to comment them down below. I'm happy to interact. I respond to every single comment. And if you guys need anything, you want to see any other kind of videos, let me know. Happy to do those for you as well. Nonetheless, that's it for now.